Here at Drinks Dialogue and Debates Podcast, we like to have fun, but we also have to give a safe disclaimer. If you are drinking during this episode, make sure you're doing it responsibly. Thank you. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Drinks Dialogue and Debates Podcast. I am your host, Quawan, and we are here with something special that I would like to do, which is called Current Events. And it's an impromptu moment where there's stuff going on in the world that just needs to be talked about within the news. We're going to talk about it outside of our scheduled episodes. And today I have the lovely, beautiful Chantel Lee.
Hey y'all!
So we're here as a duo. Our good girls, Nashika, Cookie, and Kid could not make it. So we're still going to make sure we give you good content as a duo. You know, hey, never know.
Hey.
Okay. Batman, Catwoman, okay? We're gonna do this.
I'm gonna think the Catwoman though. I don't.
Hey, ain't nobody said there was a weight limit on Catwoman, okay? Catch, because I know I don't meet the requirements for Batman, but I'm here. So with this current event, definitely want to talk about this election for 2020 with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Just want to start off first. Chantel, did you vote?
I did, and I voted early.
Okay. How early? Yeah. How early we talking?
I'm gonna say a week or two before election day, a week and a half before election.
That's still good. That's still good. So you got in there before. How long did it take?
Literally about 5 minutes.
Okay.
When I say I literally parked, I walked right in. There was no line. I handed the lady my ID. She scanned it, gave me my card. I went over to the machine. I voted. I was literally done in about 5 minutes.
Okay, that's how smoothly the process should be.
Yeah.
I heard, a few people was in line for hours.
What about you?
Oh, well, I didn't vote.
Okay.
I didn't vote at all. With it, I will be honest, I was considering voting. I was. Of course, I was considering voting, of course, for Joe Biden. Few things. I had to get my mental health. I knew the lines were long here in Indianapolis, so I was trying to get mentally prepared just to go out for the day.
Yeah.
And this would be an all-day escapade trying to vote. Right. But then with me, someone was like, do your research, because something with this election for me didn't really sit right with my spirit. So of course, doing my research, didn't like anything that Joe Biden stood for with his past. And what he was trying to sell for this sounded nice, right? But I'm more of actions versus words type of person. I want to see what your actions are like versus than what you're telling me. Mm-hmm. And anything that he stood for, I didn't really like or I couldn't trust. And plus, I really wanted Bernie Sanders. That's who I was wanting to vote for. Right. Bernie. So I'm already at a dilemma with that. So with that, me just deciding not to vote was based on it's two candidates who I don't give two fucks about. I don't like anything that they stand for.
Right.
Then it also put me in the mindset of last election with Hillary. Because I voted then and I voted for Hillary. Yeah. And we've seen that Hillary got the popular votes, but
wait a minute. Can we just talk about how, well, I don't know for you, but for me, I went to bed just knowing the bitch had won, okay? Went to bed knowing that Hillary was gonna be the motherfucking president. Woke up and it was Trump.
I stayed up all the whole entire night duration of that and seen it unfold from beginning to end.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just crazy to me how she got the popular votes, but he won based off electorals. And not a politician. And I damn sure ain't had the best grades because social studies I didn't really give two fucks about. But a bitch know 1 + 1 = 2. And knowing that and knowing that the electoral votes are gained based off of the popular votes from that state. Whomever is a popular candidate within that state being voted for is going to get the electoral. So it just didn't make sense to me how she's the popular vote, but he got the electorals and he won off the. So it just made me think, of course, the system is rigged. Our voting really doesn't matter. And another thing for me was like, okay, say for instance, if I go ahead and vote for Joe Biden, I'm gonna go ahead and trust on what you're telling me and everything that you're saying you're gonna do when you get in office. Say for instance, I go ahead and vote for you. And then let's just say maybe we'll give you about a year to go ahead and implement any of these stuff that you've been pandering for the black vote that you're gonna do.
Right.
You know, okay, we give you a year, we still haven't seen anything. Okay, what is our next course of action as the American people? Besides waiting until your term is in 4 years later, what is there for us to do to be able to hold you accountable and say, okay, you said you was gonna do this.
Right.
Now you in this motherfucker, and
right.
you haven't laid not one finger to even get to the steps of what you said you was gonna do.
Yeah.
Now we got to ride out the rest of the term with just now hoping and praying. Okay, I hope he's gonna do this. He said,
but I think but essentially, I kind of think that's just kind of how it always is. Because when have we ever? I mean, Trump has been talking about a new healthcare thing. He wants to get rid of Obamacare. He's been saying the whole time he's been there that he was going to put this out or, whatever. I mean, there's been presidents that said they were going to do X, Y, and Z, and either we saw it or we didn't see it. But what did we do to hold them accountable? We really didn't do anything. I mean, not as, I know I didn't. I'm being honest.
But no, I feel like there's nothing we can do.
Right.
Because,
So do.
Yeah, because it's like, you saying, okay, you saying you're going to do this during your campaign and you get in office, you don't do it. That's not an impeachable offense. That's something that you can't be impeached for. So it's kind of like, okay, so there really is nothing we can do to hold you accountable, make sure that everything that you've been saying, the pandering to get the vote, that once we get your ass in, you're going to do. We just have nothing but your word. And we know politicians ain't shit. Exactly. Y'all words ain't really shit. So that means y'all ain't really shit. So it's kind of like,
what's the point of all of it?
Right. Why would I get up and waste my time in the pandemic to go vote again for what? So yeah, I set that out. I didn't vote. And I will say this, I kept, go ahead.
Can I ask a question? Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you think that, well, not do you think, so you were just so disgusted with the both of them that you didn't even think, one is just a little bit better than the other. Let me just, I know I don't really care for what Biden stands for because I'm 100% there with you. I don't agree, 100%. But I will be honest, I did vote for him just because Trump got to fucking go. He got to go. You know what I'm saying? And so my question is, you didn't even get to that point where you felt like, well, you know what, let me pick one of the lesser of the two evils, I guess, between the two. You was just like, bitch, it's a pandemic. I don't like neither one of their ass. Fuck you.
And I'm glad you said that because that lesser of two evils statement has just been floating all up and through this election. I've been seeing it everywhere. Yeah. To me, there's no such thing.
Okay.
I feel like both of y'all ain't shit.
Right.
And I feel like both of y'all are equally ain't shit in different ways. Correct. Y'all have y'all different ways of how y'all ain't shit. But when we look at it, y'all equal. And I will say this though, because basically what it came down to is just one's up in your face with it, Trump.
Exactly.
And the other one, you kind of like a less, let me kind of hide it or dim it down a little bit, which I feel like that's the worst one. I really don't want to choose.
Because to be honest, now I will say, I stay calling Trump an asshole. Mm-hmm. But we have to give it to him for the fact that he gonna say what he fucking feel to our face. And he raw and uncut in your fucking face, whether we like it or we don't. You know what I'm saying? He sat there on the news plenty of times talking about the coronavirus, the China virus is what he called it. I mean, we just see him disrespect the news reporters. Oh, you from CNN fake news. I don't want to talk to you.
Right, sit down.
He's upfront. He don't really hide his bullshit and his fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's one thing I kind of do I guess kind of respect of him is that okay, at least you ain't trying to sugarcoat this shit. You letting us know that you an asshole, you know you an asshole, and you don't care, and you sharing it with everybody.
Right.
Know?
And I ain't gonna give his ass too much because I ain't gonna say the ass is gonna go on a respect from me. What I will say this though is that I appreciate that I can see how you really feel. Right, I can appreciate how you really feel, so that way it can make my decision that much motherfucking easier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can say that, but because I don't want to give his ass, he ain't getting no flowers, no accolades, no credit here.
I respect your ass, Trump.
Right.
I couldn't think of appreciate at the time, so yeah, I appreciate.
Right, I appreciate you making my decision easier. I say that. I would say that, but yeah, to me, I feel like there's no such thing, especially given this is our lives we're talking about, and I feel like nobody thinks like, okay, within a system that's supposed to be for humanity and the treatment of fairness for all people, we are having to, choose between the lesser of two evils. I'm not doing that. I ain't doing, because to me, to be honest, burn all this shit down.
I was just getting ready to say it really all needs to fucking go because it's really fucked up from the bottom when you talk about Congress, Senate, on up to the president. You know what I'm saying? Like
all of y'all corrupt, all of y'all can go for me because I feel like this, and it's another thing that I hate when people say, oh, our ancestors died for our right to vote. No, they didn't. They didn't die for the reason to vote. They died because there's some racist ass motherfuckers out here.
Right.
Protect the color of their skin.
I'm sorry for laughing. I'm just
no,
I know that you dead ass serious. Like, and it is what you saying is true. It just caught me off guard. You was like, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. Because like it's like they be saying like, oh, they fought for our right to vote, and y'all motherfuckers not voting, and it's like they did not, because voting didn't come into place until like the late 1700s. We've been capturing and being enslaved and being killed since then. So what the fuck was they dying for before voting became a thing?
Right.
They ain't died for, and I'm pretty sure they didn't. If they fought for us for voting, but I'm pretty sure they ain't really dealing with this type of motherfucking system. They ain't trying to vote for this shit.
Right.
this is what you mean tell me they worshiping and praising down below in the ancestral land because of this system?
I think they fought for us to have the right to vote, just to, when stuff was segregated and it was like,
of course,
rights too. So yeah, I kind of see people's point, I guess, a little bit, when they say we fought for this, don't let them take it away. But you got to understand too, that's easier said than done when you have Black people that don't believe that their vote counts, that believes that it's pointless. You know what I'm saying? How can you get someone to understand that logic or to even listen to you with that argument if the system has been so messed up that you believe it don't matter whether you do or not? You know what I'm saying?
And not to sound like oh, woke and shit like that. It's just like this system is not for us. It's not designed for us. It don't matter who we put in place of it. It's not for us, because let's be honest, like all we're doing is choosing another person that's going to control and have you now in a position of control to control this bullshit ass system that has always been designed against us since day one. So it's like, okay, again, what are we voting for? Can we then dismantle the system, rebuild it back up to where it's now a tolerable and a fair and proper system? And then I vote all motherfucking day long. Let me cast my vote, my ballot here and there. But it has to be for a system that is designed to help us. The system is not designed for us. So what the fuck am I voting for? To pick another massa?
Right.
For 4 years? I'm just not with that. And another thing that I didn't like when it came to the voting is that a lot of people's always saying, vote, go out and vote, vote. Everybody becomes politicians when it's the presidential election that comes up.
Right.
But I don't see anybody that's like, saying, hey, here are the candidates. Like, go vote, but do your research before you go vote. So that way you're knowing who you're voting for instead of just being a part of the masses. Oh, I see everybody voting for him, so I'm going to vote for him too.
Right.
Because I fell into that, to be honest, when Obama. for his second term. That's when I was eligible to be able to vote. I was now of age, I could vote.
Yeah.
I only voted because he was black. I ain't know shit. I ain't know none of his policies or what the fuck he was about. I just seen he's a black man. This is gonna be the first time in history.
I think a lot of people voted for their reason at that time because that was something big for, you know, the black community. Is like, oh my gosh, a black person can actually be president. I think it was just the thought of that alone. A lot of black people got caught up into and not, you know, okay, yeah, he black, but what he really stand for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't think there was a lot of research, you know, for a lot of black people. So I think there's a lot of people that felt like you that was just like, well, I'm just gonna vote for him because
he black, right? He look like me. He a nigga like me. You know, like, oh, that's a nigga like me. I'm gonna go vote. And that's what I did. Like, I didn't know nothing about his policies. I didn't listen to not one campaign speech. I was not in tune to any of the debate. You like none of that. It's just saying he's black. He's a candidate that could possibly win. Let me go cast a vote to ensure that he wins. That was it. And I feel like people say vote, vote, vote. Okay, but people need to know exactly what they're voting for and what the person stands for. Like, I knew Bernie. That's why I was like, I was one Bernie. I knew what Bernie stood for.
Right.
All his stuff that he stood for pretty much aligned with me. There's not really too much, nothing that Bernie said or what he was going for that I did not agree with. But people just don't, they happen to, they're being, I don't want to say bullied too much, but I would say kind of harassed or influenced to just go out and vote. But it's like, y'all don't know who y'all voting for. Y'all don't know none of the policies. If somebody gets to tell you.
Too, that's on the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the message, people go out and they drill the message for you to vote. I'm assuming that you would do your research and vote for the right person. Because, you know, they never tell you necessarily who to vote for. They just say, you know, go out there and vote. We want to make a difference. Go out there and vote. So the smart thing to do, you know, if you really are wanting to try to make a difference, or if you feel like your vote does count, the smart thing to do would be to do your research and actually vote for who you think can, you know, implement some change within the system, who's going to actually help other people like you, middle class or lower class people like yourself, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But a lot of times people don't. They'll just go to get the sticker to post on social media. I voted, but you don't really know what you voted for. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because and then here's the thing, because like on the ballot, there's just more than just the presidential candidates to select from. You have so much more: senates, houses. You have laws and stuff that is going to be on the ballot. That because I'd go in there, I'm like, what the fuck?
And guess what happens? Because you don't know who, and that makes me think about the one guy, I cannot remember his name. He's been big on social media here recently, that had the song about voting with the yellow hair. I can't remember his name right now. But anyway,
was he the one that's breaking down the three systems?
Okay, so when you think about that,
branches. I don't know why I said systems, branches.
Yes, but yes, you know how he broke it down, how, you know, when Obama got elected in 2008, we were supposed to go back in 2 years to vote for the people that was going to be in Congress or in Senate, you know, whatever. So, you know, I think if people were more educated, number one, we would probably go vote not only at the presidential elections, but at the elections that they have prior to that. And you will probably do more research so that when you go to the presidential election, you know who those people are on the list, instead of what a lot of people do is just go in there and vote the same party all the way down. They'll just go in there and say, okay, I'm Democrat, I'm vote Democrat all the way down.
Because that was me.
I'm a vote Republican all
that
the way
was me, filling in my bubbles. Oh, you Democrat?
Right, because you don't know the people, so you just stick with the party. But even though you with the party, that person may not represent what you need. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're Democrat, how do you know that, you know, someone Republican in the Senate or whatever may not, you know what I'm saying, have a share of you that you may have? You know what I'm saying? It's all in research, and a lot of times the Black community, Black people, myself included, I'm not gonna act like I go and research all these people before I go vote. I'm just saying, in general, we don't go and do that research before we go out there and vote, but they drill it in our heads, vote, 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 vote. You know?
And then, because like, I've never voted. I never went down to go vote for Congress or Senate like every 2 years. Never.
Me
And I
neither.
appreciate a majority of people don't. All we care about is the presidential election.
Right.
So we can get that sticker and we can
Yeah.
post and then we can hashtag the candidate that we voted for.
So let me ask you this. So do you think that if we were more educated or remember, because I ain't gonna lie, I knew there was 3 branches of government, but I forgot all that shit that he was talking about in that song until I heard the song. Like when he started talking about these people decide the child support law, these people decide how much your food stamps is gonna be, these people decide whether your kids eat steak or corn dogs. I'm like, what?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was, eye-opening because it does make you realize, like, damn, I really do need to educate myself more on these types of things, because we get here as, the presidential election goes on, it's like we're talking about change and holding people accountable, but could there really have been a difference if more of us remembered all of that and went and voted, you know what I'm saying, for the people that we got in the House, for the people that we got in the Senate, you know what I'm saying? Would it be different? Will we have different outcomes as far as the presidential elections if we were more educated and did that and got some of those other people out of the House and the Senate prior to, the presidential election? I don't know.
I think it would have. And don't get me wrong, because I still don't think the system is designed for us. But I feel like if we was better educated and inclined on how the system actually works,
right,
and what's it all about, we could work it to our benefit until we're able to tear this shit the fuck down to build something.
Right. I think it would give us more leverage if we
or it make the process a little bit easier until we got to the point of, okay, now it's time for demolition and knock this shit all the way down. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I really feel like, to be honest, we are so just out organized.
Yeah.
And that's basically all it comes down to. Everybody's just so consumed with, oh, well, the masses is doing this, so let me do this. Instead of just researching and then finding out information and be like, okay, well, this makes sense and this is a good reason as to why we're doing it. And then be influenced of, okay, the reasons why, instead of just everybody's doing it. So I feel like if we was more inclined and we got better educated, do our research and find out what this is all about, it also just leads back to the education. Our education system is fucked up too.
Yeah, right.
So, a lot of stuff that we should have been mandatory for us to know really wasn't drilled into our head. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like it could have helped. Definitely. Now, with this, since we know, because now we found out that Joe Biden has been elected as the president for 2021 for the next 4 years. What do you expect? I'm trying to figure out how to word this. With him now being the president-elect and when he goes into office, do you think he's going to hold up to everything that he was talking about and pandering to the Black community?
Probably not. It'll start out that way to make us think that we made a good decision. But I think I really don't, to be honest, like you said in the beginning, I'm not a politician. I don't follow politics like that. It's not my thing. I can only watch it for so long. And then I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? And it's just me being honest. I'm just being for real. Like,
right.
I just be like, what? But I don't really have a lot of expectations. I just wanted Trump out of the office. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't really have, I don't think that, because like you said, there's not really a lot that I can say that I like about Biden. I was gonna say, damn, what's his name? Biden.
You voted for him, you don't know his name? Nah.
But I think that initially he's gonna come across as, oh, I'm trying to fix everything Trump messed up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to undo these, certain policies. And I think people are going to get caught up in that, to where that's where he's not going to be held accountable for what he said, because people are going to forget about it, because they're going to get caught up in the I'm trying to undo Trump stuff. And when people hear that, it's like, oh, yay, he trying to undo what Trump is doing. You know what I'm saying? But not thinking, but what did he say he was going to do on his own for us? You see what I'm saying? So I'm kind of going to sit back just to kind of see how long we going to hear we undoing Trump's work.
You hear something there. Because, girl, I didn't even think about that at all.
It's like a smoke screen to me. Like, it's all, if you think about it, which I guess is one reason why I don't really get into it, because you have to kind of pay attention to what they're saying and what they're doing and how they will pull the wool over your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, everything that everybody's been complaining about as far as, well, the Biden supporters is get Trump out of office. The Trump supporters are so bad. They're racist. They're this, they're that. Trump has got to go. Trump has got to go. We need anybody but Trump. Come on. Get Trump out of office. That's all we've been talking about. So as soon as he, what has he been playing on? Everything against Trump. Trump ain't took the coronavirus serious. I'm taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Trump did this. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're playing on us and our intelligence to a certain extent, to say like, well, all they really care about is getting Trump out of office. So let me just make them believe that, I'm here, I'm gonna get him out, we gonna undo his policies, they gonna vote for me. And quite naturally, that's kind of what happened, because we want Trump out of office so bad. And I think that that's where the focus is gonna be. He's gonna try to keep our attention by trying to make it seem like there's so much to do. Trump done fucked up so much. We got to get this together. And people ain't even gonna realize that he's not even holding up his end of the deal of what the fuck he said he was gonna do for us. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it don't go that way, okay, fine. And granted, I can't say that, to be honest, whether he implement his policies or he got something that he's gonna do for us, I can't say that we gonna really see any of that in 4 years anyway, just because of all the shit that Trump has done. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're gonna try to keep our focus off of it by trying to drill the Trump, we trying to repair Trump shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really
probably use that, and probably also still use that same argument to try to get reelected again.
Exactly.
To continue.
Exactly. Like, oh, I couldn't do, this and that.
We're almost there. Just need another 4 years. Motherfucker.
But it did not kind of go that way for Obama, because he was there 4 years. Who was there before him? Bush or whatever?
Bush.
And so he was like, what did we expect? He needed time to, you know what I'm saying? So what happened? We voted for him again. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes the same way, but I think the focus and the attention is going to be more so on him trying to undo some of the Trump policies and stuff like that. And people ain't going to really so much be focused on what we really voted him in office for, or what we expected him to do, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So we'll see.
Definitely. And I want to piggyback off of that. Ice Cube. Not sure if you've been following along with his movement with the
I have not.
Okay. So basically, don't quote me because I might be saying the name of the program or organization, but it's basically a Black American Platinum initiative or organization where they're trying to get money and raise up things for the Black community. He posed the organization to both parties, both Biden and Trump. Biden basically said that they'll discuss it once he's elected. Trump advised that he's ready for a sit down and they can discuss it like now. And this was about 3 weeks prior to the presidential election. Ice Cube has been getting some pushback from the Black community because we like, nigga, what the fuck? Why would you think that Trump is going to do anything for you?
Yeah.
And why aren't you seeing that he's agreeing to sit down with you?
Because he wants to get elected
as a martyr to get the Black vote. Right. Knowing damn well it's 3 weeks before election
Of course he's gonna do that, right?
Right. So basically, Ice Cube, I'm going to say basically from his statements and his tweets, he's kind of upset with the Black community. And of course, the Black community is upset with him because he's not understanding why we are mad at what he's trying to do when what he's trying to do is help the Black community. And he's basically not seeing it from our perspective is that, nigga, you're being played.
Right.
They're using you to get the Black vote. They're using you as a martyr to get the Black vote. So
right.
What do you think Trump is going to be able to do? And this is back then before the election. I made a tweet that's basically like, that means Trump has 3 weeks to implement anything within this initiative proposal that you're giving to him about the Platinum program. One, do you think he's going to get that done by the time in 3 weeks before his term is up? No.
Right.
And do you even think that even if he did decide to agree and he got reelected, do you think that's going to be something that he's going to do when he's in office again for the next 4 years?
Like, right, would you try to do that?
Right. Like, what? And then it was like, what? Because, he seems to be sold on this. Oh, Trump is willing to sit down and listen. I'm willing to talk to whomever is in charge to get this going for the Black community. But it's kind of like, okay, you so hell-bent that you can get this going. I want to know what is your actions or your next course of actions to make sure that whatever it is that they're agreeing with, that they're seeing through. Because obviously you might have some type of pull that we don't know of that goes a little bit outside of the impeachment. That maybe you can shed some light and then maybe we can back you up. Because if you have some type of control where you get this nigga jail time or, get him out of office, because he ain't coming through with then by all means, I can get on board whatever it is that you're trying to sell.
Right. But my thing is, you expect us to that, and when I say us, I mean the Black community. How do you expect the Black community to support you in doing that if we've literally sat here and watched him do nothing for Black people the whole 4 years that he's been here? How can you not understand us not wanting to trust him or trust what you're taking to him? Because like you said, you do this 3 weeks before the election. Okay. What do you expect him to do? Excuse me, in that time frame? And not just the 3 weeks, because he'll be in office until January 20th. Okay, so from the end of October, middle of October to January, what do you really think? First of all, he's filing lawsuits all over the place because he's pissed that he didn't win. So do you really think that he's getting ready to take that shit serious, some shit for the Black community, take it serious enough to say, oh, you know what? I sat down and met with Ice Cube. I better do this before I go. Can't let them down now.
He's a cool guy. You listen to his music all the time.
Right.
I would say just the 3 weeks because, of course, it was 3 weeks before the election. So he's trying to secure the Black vote so that way he can get reelected. So he really only has 3 weeks to get whatever is in this initiative done to secure the Black vote.
No, okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so no, I'm saying so Ice Cube was expecting him, so whatever Ice Cube was asking him would have had to have been done in 3 weeks, not before he left office.
No, it had to, because here's the thing. You're only agreeing to meet with Ice Cube to get the Black vote so that way you can be reelected.
Okay.
It's 3 weeks before the election. So with this proposal, in order for you to get the Black vote, you have to sit down.
Would have to do it within that 3 weeks. Okay.
Right, to get the Black vote. So it ain't no just, you can just agree and say, oh yeah, that sounds nice, I do this. But then if we ain't seeing no action prior to the election, you ain't getting our vote.
Right. If we haven't seen no action from you the whole 4 years, why in the fuck would we vote for you? Because you came up with some shit the last 3 weeks or 3 weeks before the late. Like Ice Cube, honey, if you don't understand this, like stop.
And that's one thing, and I want to pose this question too. How do you feel about and when I say celebrities, I'm talking about actors, music artists, etc. within that realm, people who are solely for entertainment. How do you feel when you see them using their platform to be political. And those are the ones that's pushing go vote and then hashtag Biden Harris there. Go vote, hashtag Trump and Pence. And it's like, how do you feel about seeing celebrities using their platform for political topics?
I've never really thought about it, to be honest. I'm is like, bitch. I mean, seriously. I think it depends. I think it depends on the celebrity. I think it depends on how it's done and what they're saying and doing, I guess. Does that make sense? Yeah.
It does. I can follow that.
You know, yeah, yeah, because you know, it could come across different. You know, somebody, let's just say a celebrity who we don't really, you know, see them doing much outside of what we know them for, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, here they come with, you know, a vote type of thing. Is it because it's a paid thing for y'all, and you know what I'm saying? You're doing it because out of obligation, or are you that celebrity who we can tell has always been giving back and use their platform to, you know, help the Black community, and they strongly believe in what they're trying to get us to do, and they're trying to educate us to say, hey, you know, I'm using my platform because I know y'all idolize me, y'all follow me. If y'all don't listen to nobody else, listen to me when I say, please go vote because it's important. And, you know, they have that type of, you know what I'm saying, background. That's what you can tell that that's kind of what they stood for throughout their, you know what I'm saying, history of being a celebrity or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of different than just somebody that's popping up out of nowhere and just like, you know, yeah, go vote, and I voted, but they really ain't saying much. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It just depends, I guess. You got any examples?
No, I do, and I actually agree. I agree with you. For me, I don't like it. I don't like it majority of the time because the majority of the people or the celebrities I see haven't did shit for the Black community.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't be opposed to somebody like LeBron James. Right. Because, you know, we see what you're doing in Ohio for your hometown. You know, you didn't actually put you're reinvesting back into the community that is invested in you. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree there. It's far and few who I get behind, or I would appreciate them to use their platform. Majority of the motherfuckers I see, that's always hashtag no, because where y'all at when it's really time to advocate for the Black community? And it is like, with as many Black celebrities that there are, it still kind of baffles to me how y'all have not banded together or come together as a collective, because y'all have enough money and enough resources to where y'all pull it together. We can basically, everything that we're looking for and asking for could be done within the Black community. If I would just say, even the bare minimum, two of y'all pull together as much money as y'all have made from the Black dollar, and as much resources as y'all got, nobody has thought or is putting initiative to go ahead and let's pull together, let's invest our money solely within the Black community. It could be done. Everything that we're needing, we're requesting, or we require.
So do you think that there are, because I think that there are some people that maybe they do things and we don't, it's not always talked about, you know, just like there's things in the news that are not always talked about or that we see. Do you think that it could be one of those things that maybe they're doing something that we don't, they're doing something within their own state or their hometown that maybe, you know, it's not enough light shed on, and so it looks like they're doing nothing? Or, you know what I mean? Like, do you think it could be that in some ways? I don't think that's it for everybody. I ain't believing that everybody is secretly doing some shit and we just don't know about it. You know?
No.
But I do think people that just, they're not that kind of celebrity. You know what I'm saying? They are more I'm gonna do what I can do, and I don't have to have the TV crew, or it don't have to be televised, or it don't have. But I don't believe that's everybody.
No, I'm gonna say this. I feel like there should be something.
Yeah.
There should be at least something. Not trying to say that I go on your social media, I should just be seeing all your charities or every organization that you're trying to put together. You should be advertising it 24/7 all through your social media. No, definitely not saying that. But should have been at some point some type of advertisement or a promotion about it to shed light. Because, and follow me on this, it's like, say for instance, if I am just a celebrity that, not a big celebrity, I may be on the C list. I'm a
Okay.
C list celebrity.
Okay.
But I'm wanting to use my resources and the money I've accumulated so far, a percentage of it, to go ahead and pull it. You mean to tell me there's no networking that you've come across with other celebrities within your profession? But you can
Right.
be like, hey, I see you're doing this with this organization. Do you mind giving me the information, or I can pitch this idea that's about the Black community? There ain't some type of networking going on to where then it requires an advertisement, because you have to, in order for it to really become, it has to then been brought to the light at some point.
Yeah.
And there's always a beginning portion, which of course, if it's a beginning stage of it, of course, it's not going to be talked about. You're getting everything together for the launch. But all this time, there hasn't really been too much of nothing. Because the only person that we can see of, Tyler Perry, for one.
Yeah.
LeBron James. I could think of Nipsey Hussle within his community.
Yeah, definitely.
But outside of them three, there's nobody else who is kind of like, oh, I know exactly a celebrity or artist who is doing something for the Black community.
Yeah. And see, I can't even think. My mind.
And that was just coming into my head, but those are the only three. Now I can probably sit here and rack my brain. I might come up with an additional.
Right, but off the top of it, yeah.
Right. We have way more who ain't doing shit than we got more that's doing. And I feel like
much, even though, and I see what you're saying. I do think that their platforms could be used a little differently. You know what I mean? I think that they do have the power or the resources to do a little bit more. But I do feel like with the kind of change that we need and what it's gonna take, like, it's gonna take more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's gonna take more than that, and it would take a constant, it would take a constant effort to implement the type of change that we need in the Black community. And as a celebrity, would they be able to even do that? You know what I'm saying? For how long? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about just a boys and girls club here and there, or just a center for these type of kids, or we talking about real change that we can see across the world for Blacks everywhere. That would take it would take effort on everybody's part, everybody from celebrities on down. But I definitely think a lot of them could do more than what they're doing. But is it really fair, I guess, to really have that expectation on them because they have a celebrity status and because they have money, that they're, well, you should be able to fix the world. You got the money. You should be able to help us more. Like, is it fair for us to have the expectation on them? Do you think?
Hell yeah.
No,
and here's the thing. It's not talking about the expectation of fixing the world, because of course you can't fix the world, but fix your community, the community that you come from, the community that's supporting you to get the life that you got now.
Yeah. But if they feel like that, you see what I'm saying? Like, if somebody, if like, just say for instance, if you was to become a celebrity, have, be worth millions of dollars, whatever, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to help my community here in Indianapolis, and however that may be to you, whether that's organizations or doing fundraisers and all, whatever it is that you think is helping your community, is you're doing it. And then somebody comes along and is like, Vaughn got all this money. He could be doing way more than he put a little this and that together, but he could be doing more. You wouldn't feel like, well, damn, I mean, I thought I was doing enough. Or, you know what I'm saying? You don't think that you would, I mean, how would you receive that? Do you think you would be like, oh, well, you know what? They right. Let me do more. Or
I mean, I'll be accustomed to hear what you got to say. Don't just come to me and be like, oh, you can do more, but you ain't got no examples or no ideas, because that's what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, I could be doing more. Tell me. What are you seeing that could be implemented that I haven't been doing? And if you ain't got shit, you ain't got no ideas or nothing like that, you need to shut the fuck up and go sit your motherfucking ass down. and get the fuck out of my face, okay? But if you have an idea or something, I'd be more accustomed to hear what you got. And because it could be even, I'm just saying, it could be an idea, because you can pitch an idea to me, and that could be like, it may not be all the way there together, but with my mind and our minds together, you pitch an idea, I'll come up like, well, yeah, then I can feel like, oh, I can see this, and if we do this and we do that, and we piece together, now we have something. And you see how we came getting that with two meetings of the minds, then yeah, and that probably could be something I haven't even thought about. Yeah. That boom, yeah, it could be given. But I would say this, you can't, and this is what I always say about knowing your range, because you can't come to somebody and be like, oh, you should be doing more like this, but then you ain't got no ideas yourself. Because then it's like, okay, well, bitch, what could I be doing? Well, I don't know. You could be doing something. Right. And it's like, bitch, you think because I got money, like, bitch, you ain't got no, shut the fuck up. Because I feel like this, and this is why I feel like, and this is an idea. I feel like this, with as many celebrities as there are, and it made me think of this when I seen it. I don't know if you've seen this, but it was about, I think it was like a family of 19 people. I want to say, don't quote me on the geist of the group and how the dynamic of it came together, but they were starting their own like city, and they funded together like money.
Yes, I seen that.
Yeah, so you see how, okay, these people who we don't really know too much about, they're not like a popular celebrity, nothing like that. Not saying that they don't have money, but they don't have no type of popular appeal or anything to them. Right. But you see how they're pulling their money together to start a city. Why can't these celebrities? I know one celebrity can start a city of their own. If Tyler Perry can go and create a whole entire motherfucking studio off of a plantation, there used to be a plantation. Right. Start a studio, incorporate so many jobs into it, and basically you're building your own table for Black people. The seats that y'all always been trying to fight for white people, you're building your own table for Black people. Why can't a celebrity go then build a city, invest your money into it as far as the living, education, jobs within it, and then to learn from what happened with Tulsa, start up an organization of protection around that city. So that way, if any racist motherfuckers want to try to come in and try to bomb this motherfucker down like they did in Tulsa, oh, bitch, you got another motherfucking thing coming. Right. It's doable. Y'all have the money for it. You have the resources.
But you have to think about this too, though. In order for that to happen, the celebrity has to have that mindset. Even though somebody is Black, or even though it's a Black celebrity, that don't mean that they always feel how the Black community really feels. You know what I'm saying? And I think that might be a problem too, because some of them, y'all act like y'all for us. Y'all act like y'all understand. Y'all act like, oh, because y'all started out here, y'all get it, we relatable. But if you really had that mindset to help us and to do better, and you want better, then why wouldn't you invest your money like you said? Because you're gonna get it back. Half the shit is gonna be tax write-offs, or you still got other businesses or other things that's making you money. So it's not like somebody's just telling you, go out here and just throw your money away. You know what I'm saying? But I think that what that boils down to as to why people are not doing it is one, because they don't have that mind frame that we probably think that they should have, or they're making us believe that they have. And then on top of that, they don't want the responsibility. They don't really want to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the resources and you have the money, but you don't really want to do the work for real. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really sad. You don't want to, you say enough so that we don't cancel you as a community, so that you don't get our money. You see what I'm saying? That's what I really think it boils down to a lot of times with the celebrities, and why they're not doing more than what we think that they probably, could, because they really deep down probably don't feel how we feel for real.
And you know what? Now, here's my counter argument for that. Definitely understand everybody doesn't have that mentality. Definitely understand, and I can definitely agree with you there. However, I would say this, especially given, because a lot of these celebrities are either around our age or y'all older.
Yeah.
When does your mentality grow? When do you start to see, okay, at this point, we've been going through this cycle for years in regards to Black people being treated like shit, being discarded, the lowest minority group. Okay, at what point do you not want better? Especially if you come, because a lot of these celebrities, they come from poverty backgrounds.
Right.
Y'all are just like us back in the day, prior to you becoming into the success. So none of that stuck like, damn, I came from this. I know how rough it is. I know how I can get in the jungle.
But I think that that's the thing. I don't think that none of it stuck. I think that for some of them, maybe doing the little stuff that they're doing is enough. They feel that it feels like, okay, I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what little stuff though? Because I feel like this, because I know a lot of people can't do the work, and maybe a tedious process, or you probably don't know how to go about doing the work. But you can't invest what money or resources you got to say, hey, I see this organization trying to do this for the Black community. Let me go ahead and send y'all 100,000.
I definitely think so. I definitely, like I said, I don't disagree with anything that you're saying. I just think the reality is some people are selfish.
That's true.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about, we can say, well, yeah, when is your mentality gonna change? But that's just like, dealing with a no good nigga. You be like, when the fuck are you gonna get your shit together? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get people, women or men older in age that you be like, damn, you this old and you acting like that. When the fuck are you gonna grow up? You know what I'm saying? So we can say that, but some people, they just don't get it and they won't, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think that that's the fucked up part, because we shouldn't be like that. Especially if you're coming, like you said, from a poverty background, you should understand more than anybody what it means to still be living like that, or don't have the blessings to become a celebrity or whatever. You should want to try to change that to make it easier for the next generation coming up after you, so that they don't have to do what you did, or whatever. But if you selfish as fuck, if you a celebrity and you feel like, yeah, it's 100,000, but nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make that donation to those outside resources. You know what I mean? You got celebrities that's making millions and millions of dollars, don't even want to fucking pay taxes, going to jail for tax evasion, or you know what I'm saying? So
I can understand that, because this is a system that ain't designed for us, a bitch. Why go on our money? I can understand that. I won't use that against them. I really won't, because I can understand it. I really won't.
But you got these celebrities with all this money that you would think like, why you just can't pay your taxes? You know what I'm saying? Or simple stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I never really thought about it, because I'm just like, they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to use their platforms for what they want to use them for. And at the end of the day, it's going to be to benefit them in some type of way.
And I definitely agree. And I think this is where
celebrities, they got to be careful what they say in anyway, because they'll talk about canceling you in a minute. Like, oh, they canceled. We can't. She said this. Oh, bye. So a lot of times when they think about that, you got some people that still give a fuck and be like, oh, I better not say this or I better not do this because people might not, like this. And I think it works both ways. That they also say shit that they think we want to hear to keep them relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why I feel like cancel culture the proper execution of cancel culture should be implemented and put in place. Like, for instance, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, and who else was it? Some little unknown rapper.
Was it Lil Pump?
Yeah. Little mini pump, little gas pump. That's where I feel like cancel culture comes in. Bitch, you ain't for us at all.
Yeah.
And we seen how you was acting, trying to keep Trump in office.
Right.
Yeah, you will no one get our black dollar. And I hate it for Lil Wayne because you was really popping back then. Like,
Wayne, like I was like, what? Like my daughter had told me, she was like, Mama, did you see Lil Wayne had a mega hat on? I was like, what?
And you want to take a picture with Donald Trump? Cancel.
Right. I was like, so when I looked, I was like, Clutch Girls, how dare you? Like,
thank you for the Carter series. Thank you for Nicki and Drake.
But honey, I was already with them loose ass little pieces of dreads.
Yeah. When you ain't start taking care of your hair, I was already kind of falling back.
I was
what the fuck we doing?
I was questioning you anyway.
Right, okay. I was waiting for you at the door.
Like that.
Waiting for your motherfucking ass at the hair salon. Because what the fuck are you doing? And what the fuck you got going on?
Period.
And that's where I feel like cancel culture should come into play. And I do agree with people seeing cancel culture. They are, starting to be like, well, let me say this and let me go here and that. And this is where I feel like we have to then know when to weed out the bullshit. Because trust and believe, somebody who ain't really for something or about something, they can only maintain that fake image for so long.
Oh, definitely.
So all we're going to do, we're just going to ride it out. And your true colors going to show. And when they do, cancel.
Right.
Out.
Right. Out of here.
Right. You're done. You're done. You're just so done.
Right.
But I feel like, that, we just have to really weed through the bullshit and take words for just what they is. Words, some talk, some background noise. Until we start seeing some actions to, reflect your wording and what you're trying to stand for, then, all it is background noise to us.
Definitely.
And we're going to tune that shit right the fuck on out until you ready to show some shit.
Right. Basically.
But I feel like with that, it's just, we just have to, do better and finding out and backing and supporting who's really for us.
Right.
Because, a lot of skin folk and kin folk.
Exactly.
So, that's basically what it boils down to. And I feel like with this election or the outcome of this election and leading up to it, it did go ahead and expose a few people. But, Lil Wayne was already canceled when he already said that he couldn't relate to Black Lives Matter and he's never
right.
profile. Like, nigga, your black ass.
Like Lil Wayne.
Originate, call your father.
Exactly. Like, first of all, tell me something about that hair. That's first and foremost. Shit. Can we get somebody in on that? Hair?
Okay, right.
Hair and makeup?
Can we get somebody to the set, please? Like, stack.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I feel like with that, it's just finding out and weeding out the people who.
That's okay, bitch, because when we become celebrities, we'll show them how it's done, bitch.
Okay, look.
How about that?
Okay, we're going to get y'all together. We're going to build a little city. We're going to build a few cities.
In our city and shit when we start.
Okay, and I just feel like we just need to get better organized. Like, that's really boils down to we need to get better organized, better educated.
Yes.
And, and then using our proper resources and, and stop spending money on bullshit. These designers that are, created by these racist ass motherfuckers that y'all love to give money. Y'all love put money in these motherfuckers' pockets just to say y'all got the latest this or this drip or this designer, and these motherfuckers don't give two fucks about y'all.
Yeah, for real.
Invest in a black fashion designer.
But that's the thing, like it's so many black people that just are not gonna get that. That just, you know what I'm saying? And that's the sad part, because which you're not going to reach everybody, you know what I'm saying? Right. Regardless of what it is that you trying to teach, practice, sell, whatever, you're not gonna win over everybody. But there are a lot of people that, like you said, they interested in the latest whatever. They gonna spend whatever. They're not thinking about, dang, I just gave $1,000 for this fucking purse, and this person that made it don't even like black people. But I just gave him 1,000 of my black dollars. You know what I'm saying? They don't
to help their bills. They racist ass bills.
Exactly. And they're not thinking about, like what we're thinking. Like, I could took that $1,000 and spent it with a black owned business, or I could have invested it somewhere else, or I could have did. No, they're thinking, this is cute. Ain't nobody got it. I'm feeling look cute as fuck when I post my picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a lot of work to be done, like, for real. But I'm like you, I wish that we could be more educated. We could work together more, see the bigger picture that is gonna take everything and everybody to get this shit how we need it to be, for real, to work in our favor.
Oh, definitely.
Feel like we just constantly fighting for a piece of nothing, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, but hopefully,
because it's the same shit, just a different design, fucking course of game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
But hopefully,
and I'm tired of playing the same fucking level.
Right. But hopefully, with people like us,
Okay, right. We just need to be, we just need a blessing. That's all we need. We need a blessing.
People will listen to us, and we'll spread the word, and we'll get it, across the world, and we'll implement change.
Okay. We could be the Daenerys of black people. I'm all for it. Game of Thrones. Trying to get to it. Now, before we close out this segment, I want to go ahead and touch on a story really quick in regards to a 15-year-old African-American boy by the name of Quawan Charles. For people who do not know, Quawan Charles is being related to the modern day Emmett Till. And I definitely want to show something here so that way people can get a better understanding and see exactly what's going on and know what's happening here. So pretty much, basically, this is a story out in Louisiana. And Quawan Charles went missing on October 30th of this year. He was out with a friend by the name of Irvin, I'm sorry. Gavin and his mom, who is Janet, picked up Quawan. His parents did not get permission. His parents did not even know the Irvins. Never knew them, never met them a day or so in their life. Picked up Quawan, and he was last seen alive with them. This is the picture of Quawan Charles here. Basically, the family became worried. And shout out, because I never knew about the story until Malaka Grams from my radio touched on it. Didn't even know this was a thing or such a situation that was happening. Right. I do not see it on social media at all. So I'm just trying to use my platform to gain more awareness to the situation as well. So shout out to Malaka Grams from my radio. But basically, he was picked up from his home by Gavin and his mother, Janet, without his parents' permission. Here is Janet, the mom. This is Alvin Irvin, who is a stepdad. And then here is Gavin Irvin here, the child who is, quote unquote, was friends with Quawan.
Mm.
The parents of Quawan became, suspicious of his whereabouts because they could not reach him by phone. And Quawan typically will always be with his dog, and the dog was left at home. And Quawan is just missing. So it kind of, raised a red flag for them, like, the dog's here, but he's not. So it's
right.
And they couldn't get in contact with him. Went to police to file a missing persons report. Their concerns was basically pushed to the side and dismissed. And they were even told that possibly Quawan is at a football game.
Wow.
Somebody's telling you that their child is missing, and you want to tell them that they're going to be they're most likely at a football game, as if
at a football game. If I'm telling you that he's missing, obviously he ain't supposed to be in no football game.
Right.
So,
and you think if he was at a football game, I wouldn't be coming to y'all motherfuckers about a missing persons report, possibly.
Exactly.
So
wow. That's a little fishy.
Yeah, no Amber Alert was issued out at all. So the family decided to do their own investigation. They went to the Irvins' residence on November 3rd, where they questioned Gavin, who is quote unquote the friend.
Right.
Gavin confirmed that he was with Quawan on October 30th, and that Quawan got up to leave, said that he was leaving. Gavin advised that he asked Quawan where he was going, and Quawan just disappeared. So Quawan didn't say shit. Quawan turned into a magician and just looked at you, didn't say nothing, just poof, and disappeared.
If you and your mama picked him up, how in the fuck y'all just let him leave and you don't know where he's going, or he didn't say? Where was the mama at, and why wasn't she like, no, let me take you home?
Exactly. Because as a parent, and I don't even have kids, but this is just a unspoken common fucking sense type of thing. If any child is coming over that's a friend of my child, I went to pick you up, and you're not leaving my motherfucking site unless I speak with your mother or your parent and they confirm that it's okay.
Right.
Because otherwise, you're going to sit your motherfucking ass here, or if you're ready to go, okay, get your ass in the car, we're going to take your ass back home. But you're not leaving my residence without my permission because you're underage.
Exactly. And I don't want to be held responsible because you're in my care. You are my responsibility. So
right. At this point in time, you're an additional child that I've taken on until I returned you back to your parents.
Exactly.
So basically, they did their own investigation, went to Gavin's house. Gavin advises concocted motherfucking story. Police found Quawan's body later on that day in a sugarcane field that was nearby the Irvins' residence.
Oh my gosh.
The police or sheriff advised that basically there was water in Quawan's lungs, basically insinuating that he drowned.
Okay.
Families calling bullshit, which I'm also calling bullshit too. I ain't even know the full story yet, but I was calling bullshit when I was reading that.
Right.
Basically, looking at his face, the way his face looked, his face was mangled. And you could see his teeth through his mouth. Closed mouth, you could see somebody's teeth. How is that possible if a person's drowned?
Is that what I'm looking at over there to the side? A picture over there?
Yes, this is the picture over here. As you can see, it's calling it the modern day lynching. And they've also insinuated this to be the modern day Emmett Till. I'm gonna click on this here to see if it'll pull up so we can see this is a little graphic. So warning anybody for their mental health sake. But this.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to figure out what type of motherfucking drowning has been created in 2020 to where it leaves somebody like this.
And what kind of, because even still, my whole thing is, even if he had been depending on the water that he's in, unless there's some type of animal that was feeding off of him, I don't see that happening, just somebody going into the water, drink. Like, none of that makes sense.
Not at all. And that's what they try to insinuate, that an aquatic creature did this to Quawan.
No, if you look close enough, I'm just his mouth. Yeah, that section where your mouse is at, that right there. It just seemed like to me, like maybe did y'all beat him and y'all did something to him and y'all threw him in the water.
Of course. So basically, this is what was the outcome. Now, the family, of course, is wanting justice to be done because so far there's been no arrests. It's on November 15th. There have been no arrests. They're still within this investigation period, which I'm trying to figure out how long does it take for you to investigate a situation in which his body was discovered on November 3rd. We confirmed that he went missing on October 30th, and we know the last person he was with because they confirmed that they was with him on that October 30th day.
Right.
Body found near sugarcane that's by their residence.
Right.
And then if you also get into, there's an audio. There's an audio that is obtained, and this is between Quawan's mother and another parent in discussion of Janet Irving.
Okay.
Basically, they are in the audio. The audio is basically depicting that they were high on mushrooms, and when they say they're talking about Janet here, funny face ass.
Right.
They're talking about Alvin here, Chester the molester looking ass.
No.
And they're also talking about Gavin.
High on mushrooms too, the little boy?
The little boy also high on mushrooms. And then they also said that Janet stated that they can't smoke in the car because they just cleaned out the car and the car smelled like bleach.
What?
So, okay. So, within this a minute and 41-second audio, you can hear another parent basically advising that they were all high on mushrooms that make you trip out.
Right.
And they also advised another boy that he couldn't smoke in the car because they just cleaned it and it smelled heavily of bleach. And it just said that they bleached the car. So basically, it's kind of implementing that, y'all use this vehicle to go hide the body in a sugarcane field and then try to clean up the evidence.
Right.
So basically, of course, the family is holding the police officers accountable because they did not, operate in a timely manner.
If they would have taken them serious, the initial phone call when they said that the little boy was missing, this could have very well all been avoided.
Absolutely.
That he's at a football game. No, I don't need you to tell me. Well, bitch, go look and see if he at the motherfucking football game. And when he's not, shit, you need to start another search. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then they had to do their own investigation, which led to them finding out some information, which led to the outcome of this boy was killed.
That's crazy. And you're not gonna make me believe that nothing that could tear him up like that is in that water. You know what I'm saying? Not within no couple days. You know what I mean?
And then and let's just say this. We're gonna go ahead and just play devil's advocate for the sake of it. Okay, let's just say that it is true. He drowned and an aquatic creature did this to him. Okay, are y'all still not responsible? Because he was in y'all care and y'all had him without his parents' permission.
And not only that, why did you not mention that y'all was going to the water and shit? If he drowned, then you should have known that that's where he was at. You said you didn't know where he was going when he left. So he just went to this sugarcane field and just decided
jumped in
the water. Right. That doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I'm not believing that there's an aquatic creature that would be able to do that type of damage. I just not to his mouth, the way his mouth was looking. I don't know. I'm not believing that at all. I'm not believing none of this story.
I already know foul play. Because see, here's the thing, and I don't care if somebody deems me as prejudiced. I don't really give two fucks because I'm gonna say this right about now. I'm not liking y'all white motherfuckers at all. At all. And I always look at it as a side eye whenever I see a black child with a white child or in a group of white kids.
Yeah.
Because I just don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't.
And it's sad because it's crazy because I live in Mississippi and our neighborhood is mixed. We've got black and white people on our street, and so Marcel made some friends. Most of them are white, and a couple of the boys that he was hanging with, they were white. And it's sad because I had to tell him, it was getting dark outside, and I had to tell him, I don't want you playing with them after a certain time, and you have to be careful, because if anything was to happen and if they were to do something, and let's just say y'all all started running, guess who's going to get caught and who's going to get assumed or accused that they did something wrong just because of the color of their skin. And it's sad that I have to explain that to him, because I don't think, now granted, the little boys that he met, they actually seem like nice little boys. You know, they one little boy, you know, his dad, I mean, they actually seem like nice people. I can't say that they are racist children, you know what I'm saying? But with me having a black son, I have to educate him and let him know racism exists. It may not be your friends, it could be the adults, you know what I'm saying? In certain situations, if they see y'all out playing, or you know what, it's just sad that you have to talk to your kid about, like, they can't even just go outside and play, you know what I'm saying, because something like that could happen, and then it instantly becomes a racial issue because something happened to the black boy and not the white boy. You know what I'm saying? And it's so fucked up, because it's like, I shouldn't even have to tell my child that he got to watch who he playing with just because he fucking black. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's the reality. And like I told him, you have to, I mean, and even just your black friends, you gotta choose your friends wisely, regardless of color. But definitely,
you gotta be extra careful with these motherfuckers.
But actually, that's what I was gonna say. But you really have to be extra careful with the white kids. And that's so,
I feel like it's too many stories, and it's like with both children and adults, black adults too, where it's like, y'all got the only black person hanging out with these white motherfuckers, and then something happened, and then now everybody that came back from the trip except for you.
Right.
And then now it's a story because you got the I don't remember the names, but it's that black lady who went like on a cabin trip with them white bitches.
Yeah.
And then she ended up dead, and don't nobody know what the fuck happened. Right. A black man went on a boating trip with white motherfuckers. Then they come back. He ain't come back. They don't know what happened. I don't trust none of that shit, and I don't care if I'm looked at as president. I don't give two fucks. Y'all motherfuckers be doing some questionable ass shit.
Yeah.
And I just don't trust y'all at all. And I always be side-eyeing whenever I see a black kid, because like I was even at Kings Island with my sister last month, and you know, just waiting in line. I'm just seeing, you know, it's be like groups of kids, but it's like a group of white kids and this one black person in that group. I'm kind of looking like, you know, let me keep an eye out just to make sure, you know, if something happened, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't be understanding it. Like I just don't. And it's always something, because even with that little boy, can't remember his name either, but he was found rolled up in a gym mat.
Yes, I remember that. He was on a wrestling team.
Yeah, and then his last whereabouts was with two white motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
and then y'all committed suicide and rolled himself up in the fucking
right,
mat.
and then you also took out all your organs too.
Right. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I question all of that, but I wanted to touch on this because it's something that I don't see as being a national coverage. Right. I'm not seeing it a lot on social media.
No, and I hadn't heard about the story until you shared it. So thank you for sharing it, because I mean, I didn't even know about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because yeah, I didn't know about it until I was just listening to my radio, and Malaga Grams covered it, and I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? Modern day Emmett Till. Right. And, you know, as soon as I heard it, I'm already thinking, okay.
Years go up.
Yeah, you can already envision what the situation is, and then lo and behold, you see it is exactly what the fuck you envision. Right. And then it's just, to me, and I feel like this is like another reason why I feel like the system is all flawed is because, you know, of course, if this was a white family who was coming with their concerns about their missing child, it would have been acted on with haste. Without a delay of time, they would have already been starting an investigation. You got an Amber Alert going out, your motherfucking phone going off with that loud ass fucking buzz and that sound.
And don't have more than one phone, and both of them fucking shit.
Okay, and y'all have a description letting us know what the fuck the child looked like and who they was last seen with, what car they was in, and the motherfucking license plate.
They need to, and we talked about this earlier. There's a certain time that they say that the person has to be missing before you can file a missing persons report. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous because that time can be critical in that person's life. That could determine whether they live or die. While you're sitting up trying to wait to make sure they really fucking missing. You know what I'm saying? They could be fighting for their life some fucking weird. While y'all was sitting up there trying to say he was at a football game, you know what I'm saying? Y'all probably could have got to him before they went and did whatever the fuck they did to him and put him in that damn water. You know what I'm saying? If y'all would have just took, like you said, took their concerns more serious and acted on it, he could have been saved.
Absolutely.
And that's sad. That's so sad because y'all can sit up here, the police can sit up here and post on every goddamn stupid ass corner to make sure you're not fucking speeding. You know what I'm saying? To go sit anywhere just randomly. You know what I'm saying? Sit on the side of the expressway and shit. But stuff like that, y'all ain't really trying to jump on and use your resources to try to help these families to find their missing child or whoever until it's so many hours. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because in the so many hours y'all wait for it goes from, okay, we looking for a missing live person to now we're looking for a dead body.
Right, exactly.
And y'all could have been implemented something. And because here's my thing, they're gonna say, oh, he's probably at a football game. Okay, well, did y'all send a unit to go check?
Exactly.
Instead of giving out an assumption, you use your resources to go, hey, we got a patrol car that's right in the area. Stop and see if there's a Quawan Charles with this description on the premises. Oh no. Okay. Now, okay, and then if he's not there, now what? Because now your assumption was wrong. Now I need you to go ahead and implement another action.
My thing is, anytime that anybody calls, which I'm sure they may have had somebody at some point maybe to think that somebody was missing and maybe that person just ran away or had an attitude or whatever, so it wasn't really maybe a missing person case or something. Okay, but I can't imagine that it be so many of those cases to where y'all say, you know what, we ain't gonna start looking for motherfuckers till it's been 24, 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't imagine that many people have, just really called the police trying to file some type of report for a missing child. And it really was, you know what I'm saying? Like, not necessary. It was really unnecessary. I just can't see that. If I call saying that I'm missing my child, goddamn it, I really believe my child is fucking missing. I've done everything, like everything seems out of order. Everything is out of routine. Something ain't right. I'm going to the police because you know what? Something wrong. You need to find my child. I'm not waiting no additional hours before you decide to get off your ass to go look for one of them. That's fucking crazy.
And you see how their own investigation that they did led to finding the boy's body. So just imagine if y'all would have acted on their concerns immediately with y'all resources. Because if they can find them, and I believe his parents is older. From the pictures I've seen, they look like they're older parents, like maybe in their 50s or 60s. If their resources and what they had to offer was able to find their child, right? Imagine what y'all could have found him probably alive.
And even if y'all found him in the water, who said that y'all didn't catch him in enough time to save him? You know what
exactly. I'm saying? Resuscitate him back to life.
Right, anything. Like y'all lost precious time when y'all didn't take them serious. And I'm doing the fuck out of the police department and whoever else.
Yeah, so that's basically what's going on, and they want to do their own independent autopsy. Right. They put up a GoFundMe for $15,000. It has gotten over 100,000 donations, so I believe that's definitely great. Because we already know they're gonna try to play this. They're gonna try to autopsy reveal that he drowned. Bullshit.
Right. Now we need to see what the fuck happens because if it was these creatures in the water or whatever, guess what the autopsy would tell that too, would tell, something was eating at him or what I mean, whatever. But even if something was, it ain't did all of that to his mouth. I'm not believing that at all. I don't give a fuck like. Because my thing is, so if it was an aquatic creature that did this, so they only was interested in the left side of his face, they weren't worried about the other side or the rest of his body, They was just like, you know what, you got a good lip right here. Let's get on this lip and we just gonna go in. And like, no, y'all did something to his ass.
Right, because it doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
No,
So, you know, I'm definitely, I want justice. I'm, you know, basically arguing in the same sentence as them. Police department needs to be held accountable.
For real.
Lock them motherfuckers up, the Irvins, because I don't give a fuck. Even if it is a situation y'all saying he drowned and his face was eaten at by a aquatic creature, y'all still responsible.
Yep.
So lock their asses up.
Yep. Did they ever say where they picked him up from?
His house. They picked him up from his home without his parents' permission. They don't even know y'all. Never met y'all a day in their life, you know, because typically as a responsible parent, because I'm gonna say it like this, with my mom, we wasn't allowed to go nobody's house and nobody was able to come over ours.
Exactly, but not only that, even when, you know, Tierra has had friends over, you know, when she was younger, you know, she's 20 years old now, but when she was younger and she had friends over, we made little play dates with friends and stuff. I had to talk to their mother.
Yeah, I need to know who the fuck you are and what you about.
Right, I'm not picking you up unless I talk to your mother. I'm not picking you up unless your mother's here and she's handing me to you saying, okay, bye, baby, give me a kiss. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not letting you go to your house unless I've met you and I know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because even when I started driving, I remember I went to go pick up one of my little sister's friends. And my stepmom was like, because she didn't feel like driving, she's like, can you go pick up her friends and she come over here? When I got over there, because the mom was expecting my stepmom. Right. She looking, seeing it's a nigga in the car I'm there with the friend, of course, my sister, but that wasn't, you didn't know nothing about that. So, of course, she called my stepmom like, you know.
What's going on?
Yeah, she's like, oh, that's my stepson. His name is Tavon. Could confirm my name because I told her my name. Then she confirmed it on the phone. Yep, that's Tavon. His age. He got license, everything like that. Before she let her daughter get in the car with me.
Exactly.
Which is how the fuck you need to confirm everything, and then you need to talk, and then make sure you got everybody's contact information. So that way, if something happened, I know exactly where the fuck I need to start looking at first.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, they don't even know y'all. Y'all went to pick up that boy's child, and it's like, after he was left alive with your motherfucking ass, and then now we find him, he dead.
And then the fact that, you know, it would be one thing if y'all said y'all hadn't seen him. Mm-hmm. It would be one thing if y'all said, no, we didn't see him on the 30th. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you confirmed that you saw him and the last time, and y'all were the last ones to basically see him alive, you got to be responsible. He's a minor. You know what I'm saying? If you picked him up, then obviously you're far enough from his house that it's not walking distance. So you can't assume that he left your house and walked home. So what did you think? What did you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, none of it makes any sense to me. I don't like none of it.
Yeah, no, I feel like, and you know, I'm gonna say my true sentiments for another time because we're gonna get into it with our next episode. Okay. And you know, yeah, I'm gonna definitely, because you know, I don't, at this point, I don't give a fuck. Y'all pissing me the fuck off, and I'm about to take action. But yeah, it's just like, you know, justice gonna get had one way or the other.
Right.
Catch, because at this point, I'm tired of the same old thing.
Yeah.
We trying to go for it. We don't get it. Then we marching, we protesting. Yeah, I'm about sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm about sick of it. But that's our current event segment. That's all we got. Ain't got no more. No more. But tune in. Next episode will be about racism and police brutality and catch thoughts. So we definitely gonna be getting it, and it's gonna be given here shortly. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all be safe out there.
Peace out. Aww.